You're watching USA News Hub, your home for breaking headlines, trending sports stories, and exclusive updates from across the nation. Two Grand Slam champions stood in her way, but Elena Rybakina didn't beat them with luck, momentum, or magic. She beat them with the most dangerous weapon in women's tennis today. If there was one storyline the tennis world didn't see coming in 2025, it was the resurgence of Elena Rybakina, a quiet, composed, almost understated assassin on the court, who turned one weapon into an unstoppable force all season long, and a year where Iga Swiatek conquered Roland Garros, Aryna Sabalenka dominated with power and consistency, Naomi Osaka completed a full-scale comeback, and Coco Gauff delivered moments of brilliance. It was Rybakina who walked away with something that no one else could claim: the best serve in women's tennis. By a mile. By a margin we haven't seen in nearly a decade. And this single weapon didn't just elevate her. It changed the entire balance of the WTA landscape. Because when the dust settled on the 2025 season, one fact stood tall: Rybakina had the serving edge over everybody, including Iga Swiatek and Aryna Sabalenka. And that edge? It was the key that unlocked her championship run at the WTA Finals, the richest prize money event in tennis history, where she defeated the two most dominant players of the year back-to-back. Today, we're breaking down the story behind the serve, the numbers that shocked analysts, and why this weapon makes Rybakina one of the most dangerous threats heading into 2026. A challenging season with a storybook ending. Rybakina's 2025 wasn't a simple cruise. She battled scheduling inconsistencies, physical setbacks, tough early-season losses, rising pressure from new stars, but still, she managed to claim titles in Strasbourg and Ningbo, rebuilding her rhythm with precision and confidence. Then came Riyadh, the WTA Finals. A pressure cooker. A stage designed to expose weaknesses and highlight strengths, and that arena, against the very best, Swiatek and Sabalenka, Rybakina didn't just survive. She dominated. Unbeaten run. Record-breaking prize money. A performance for the ages. And it all centered around one thing: her serve, the most efficient, powerful, and statistically dangerous weapon in 2025. Tennis fans know she serves big. But the 2025 numbers were something else entirely. Rybakina fired 516 aces across 76 matches. Let that sink in. That's 6.79 aces per match, a number unheard of in the modern WTA era. Not since Karolina Pliskova's 2016 season had women's tennis seen a 500-plus ace year. Rybakina didn't just join that club, she sat at the very top. Here's what makes it even more impressive. The competition wasn't even close. Clara Tauson? 358 aces. Ekaterina Alexandrova? 339 aces. Naomi Osaka? 307 aces. Sabalenka? 302 aces. Swiatek? 243 aces. Rybakina, 516, and a sport where inches matter, where momentum can flip on a single point, where pressure on second serves can decide entire careers. The Kazakh star didn't just win the serve battle. She obliterated it. White medium star: why her serve matters more than ever. If you want to understand why this matters, you have to understand the modern WTA. Iga Swiatek controls rallies with spin, movement, and precision. Aryna Sabalenka destroys opponents with first-strike power. Coco Gauff thrives on defense and transition. Naomi Osaka relies on controlled aggression. But Rybakina? She cuts all of that off at the source. Her serve doesn't let opponents start their game plans. And that's the key. Where Swiatek thrives in long rallies, Rybakina ends points before rallies begin. Where Sabalenka pushes through with brute force, Rybakina opens points with free winners. Where most players struggle under pressure, Rybakina produces clutch aces on demand. Her serve isn't a shot. It's a statement. A tone setter. A psychological weapon. Opponents step on court already carrying that fear. White medium star: how she used this weapon to beat Swiatek and Sabalenka in Riyadh. At the WTA Finals, Rybakina faced the two most dominant players of the year. Players who had beaten her before. players ranked number 1 and number 2, but against both, she had one thing they couldn't match: a first serve that stayed unbreakable when it mattered most. She beat Iga Swiatek in the group stage with a torrent of aces and unreturnable serves that forced Swiatek out of rhythm. Then, in the final, she outserved Aryna Sabalenka, the very player known for demolishing serves. When Sabalenka swung for power, Rybakina erased it with placement. When Sabalenka tried to turn up aggression, Rybakina neutralized it. At the first strike, it wasn't luck. It wasn't surprise. It was pure tactical mastery. White medium star, the one key area she dominated: serve efficiency. Sports analysts have identified Rybakina's edge category for 2025. White medium star serve efficiency. Power plus accuracy plus repeatability under pressure. She didn't just hit aces. She hit them at the perfect moments. Break points? Ace. Game point? Ace. Tie break? Ace. Momentum swing? Ace. She weaponized predictability in the best possible way. Opponents knew the ace was coming, and still couldn't stop it. That is dominance. White medium star, what this means for 2026. Tennis seasons are long. Momentum shifts fast. But serving success? That travels, and Rybakina's numbers suggest something important. She is entering 2026 with a foundational weapon to become a Grand Slam favorite again if her serve stays this potent. If her movement stays sharp. If her confidence remains high. We may be looking at heavy checkmark another Wimbledon run. Heavy checkmark a US Open threat. Heavy checkmark a serious Australian Open contender. Heavy checkmark and possibly the world number 1 conversation, because in women's tennis, nothing, and I mean nothing, is more dangerous than a player who controls points with their serve. Rybakina is that player now. White medium star final thoughts. The quiet giant of the WTA. While Swiatek captures headlines, Sabalenka captures highlights. Goff captures hearts. Elena Rybakina captures something far more terrifying for her opponents: control, silence, composure, and unmatched serving firepower. In 2025, she didn't just win matches. She won the serving crown. She won the WTA finals. She proved she belongs at the very top of the sport. And in 2026, don't be surprised if she uses that same serve to rewrite the narrative again. Elena Rybakina isn't loud. She doesn't boast. She doesn't chase hype. She lets her serve do the talking. And right now, it's speaking louder than anyone else in tennis. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story that's shaping America and the world. We'll see you in the next update.